Intros are hard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Howdy Radio, the next generation. I'm Brandon.
I'm Lane.
This is episode 19. We're so close to the big 2-0. We're going to try to come up with something really cool for next week, but we're still not really sure what we're going to do. But this week, we got a pretty slow week this week. Not a whole lot really went on this week. Not really a whole lot going on this coming week to really talk about either. So, kind of a low-key episode this week. We got Lane started playing his trumpet and band class this week at school, so we're going to talk about that. Coming up this month, I got a few really big concerts that I'm going to that I'd like to talk about. And we've got Brian Taggart back as our special guest, and we're going to kind of switch up the way that the special guest works on this one, and Lane is going to kind of interview me and Taggart about our guitar playing and our jamming and what kind of guitars we use and stuff. That's about it, right? Yep. All right, let's do it.
So, I started band at the beginning of the year.
Which has been a couple weeks ago now.
3 weeks, I'm pretty sure. And,
this week will start your third week.
No.
No?
This week will start my fourth week.
Oh, okay.
But last week on Tuesday, we were allowed to bring in our instruments. And it was really weird because we didn't have a case. And I play the trumpet. So it didn't really matter about, like, really a case because, like, it doesn't, like, go apart and stuff. So I didn't really need a molded case. So we brought the duffel bag. And I just had one big piece of the trumpet and the big part, and then my little mouthpiece in the front part. So, and then Mr. Suds, which is my band teacher, said, "Oh, a gym bag," the second that I walked into class.
You said, "No, it's a trumpet bag."
No, I said, "It's a case until I get a case."
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So you did that. So now we've got you a case.
Yes.
Which, it's a different kind of case. Like, I've never seen a soft shell case for a trumpet
It's not
before.
a molded case.
Yeah. So, but I think it's pretty neat, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty neat case. It was the cheapest one on Amazon, is why we got it. But it'll
At least we didn't buy the trumpet on Amazon.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty nice. It's got a strap and stuff. Like, I think it'll keep your instrument safe as long as you still take care of it. I mean, don't throw it across the room and stuff.
Well, yeah.
So in in grade school and high school, I played trumpet. That was my thing.
You started in 5th grade, though.
I did. I started in 5th grade.
I've started in 6th grade.
Which is so weird that Deer Park's band, where Lane goes to school at, their band is, like, killer. They're one of the best bands, like, around. And when I went to school, I went to Reading, which is just a town over from where we are now.
Oh,
we started in 5th grade and band there. But Reading is not nearly as good.
Didn't you go to Camp Cook also in 5th and 6th grade too?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. So it's weird that Deer Park starts their band program a year later than Reading's, but they're so much better.
But at least Deer Park's better than Reading, so.
Well, yeah, of course. So I played trumpet from 5th grade all the way up until I graduated, and I was in marching band and played trumpet. And then a few years ago, Tyler got to the age where he joined the band, and I think he wanted to play trumpet, but he ended up not getting it or whatever.
He wanted to play percussion. It was percussion and, like, something else.
Yeah.
It was his 2 picks, and then he got clarinet.
So he
which
ended
I'm
up
actually
with
kind of
clarinet.
happy about, because I don't want any, like, no offense to any percussion people that are, like, in 6th grade through 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
But, like, you don't do anything.
Yeah, percussion is...
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
really dumb.
We told you that, like, because you were talking about percussion there for a little bit, too. Because everybody thinks it is cool to play the drums.
I never said anything about percussion.
Which, of course, it is cool to play the drums.
But you don't do anything until high school.
Just the way that you play it, even in high school. Unless you're the dude that's playing, like, the quads or something like that. When you've just got one bass drum or what... I mean, snare drum's kind of cool in high school. But it's just so... You just boom, boom, boom. And, like, that's as boring as can be, in my opinion.
Also with, like, xylophone, like, you do a lot more in high school than regular, like, 6th grade through 8th grade. Like, in, like, last year's performance with, like, Batman, like, the beginning, like, it was only, like, xylophones for, like,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Xylophones are cool. I love the sound of a xylophone.
Yeah, it's really high-pitched.
It is, but they sound really cool. I like the
Yeah.
woodblock version of the xylophone. Do you have one of those at school?
Just, like, the little row? Or, like, the whole entire thing?
Yeah, like a big one. Like, we had one in my band class that was, like, a big, like, stand-up one. It was, like...
Oh.
It was huge, and it was all these big, thick wood blocks, and they sounded awesome.
I do not know about that.
Gotcha. They might have one at the high school. They probably have one at the high school. Okay, so hold on. So back here, so Tyler ended up with clarinet, which was cool because that's what Liz played. So Liz and him were able to, like, kind of learn. She was kind of able to help him and stuff when he was getting started. But I was bummed because I wanted my kid to play trumpet because that's what I played. And so that didn't work out with Tyler, but now it's Lane's turn, and we already bought Lane a trumpet, and so now Lane is officially the new wily trumpet player of the family. So we got him a trumpet. We bought him a person off Craigslist or
I don't remember
or
what
something
it was.
like that.
Probably OfferUp because that's where Mama goes.
Yeah. So we got a good deal on it. It's a nice trumpet. It's a really nice trumpet for what we paid for it, especially. Because Tyler's clarinets are so much more expensive than trumpets. So we rent Tyler's clarinet, and we have to pay every month for it, and it's not cheap. And so I did not want to have another rental payment on an instrument, so we just bought the trumpet this time, so we don't have to pay anything else for it, which is great.
So has Tyler had the same clarinet the whole time?
No, he just switched clarinets a few months ago.
Was his first one smaller than the other one?
No, same size as far as I know.
The ones that I've seen everybody else have really tiny cases and are really tiny. It's weird.
Okay.
It might just be a beginner one.
Maybe, but I still thought they were all the same size.
But, like, they're not, like, tiny, but they're, like, from, like, your knee to, like, your nose. Which is not that big at all.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know if there's a different kind of clarinet. I mean, there's different types of trumpets. So there might be a different type. The beginner clarinet might be smaller. I don't really know.
That's why we didn't get a beginner one, because I would grow out of it fast.
Yeah.
Then we would have to buy a new one. So we just got a regular one.
Yeah. So we got a good, just regular trumpet for Lane. Sounds good. How are you? How's it going? You feel like you're getting somewhere with it?
Yes.
Yeah. You're having fun playing it?
Yes.
Yeah. It takes a lot of breath.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had any trouble with breath yet.
Yeah. Well, you haven't played a 3-minute song straight in a row yet either.
Well, yeah, mostly what we've just done is played as long as we can, and then it's not like you stop when you're told to stop, not stop when you cannot keep going. So
we should get like a ska band together. I'll play guitar, you can play trumpet, Tyler can play clarinet. I'll get Liz a cowbell or something like that. I guess she could play clarinet too. Well, but we've only got one clarinet.
Wow.
But Tyler's got like a stack of instruments going on in his room right now.
Yeah.
He's got
I can play trombone.
A baritone. Does he still have the trombone in there too?
No, I think he lost it. Well, like at school. It wasn't like he lost it in his room. I think they can't find it at the school.
Oh, that's no good.
So.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
It wasn't Tyler's fault though. It was it was mixed in with all the other ones, and we can't find his certain one.
Okay, well that still sucks.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we love band in this family. We are a band family through and through. And so the last year was Tyler's first year in marching band. And I like recording stuff and taking pictures of stuff. So I started recording the halftime shows at the football games for marching band last year. And I started putting them all up on my YouTube. And I'd post them on the Deer Park Band Facebook group. And so
do you still do that?
Yeah. So I've been doing that of most of their performances and their competitions and everything. And so the other night, Liz went. I didn't go. That was like a band parent meeting kind of thing. And I didn't go. And I guess I probably should have. Because one of the things that they brought up to Liz was that they wanted me to be like their permanent recording guy to record all of the halftime shows.
Hopefully they're not letting anybody else, because all the other people have like the fingers and like the camera and stuff where it's upside down.
Yeah, so they said that like there's been parents in the past that have recorded the shows and stuff too, but they said that my videos are really, really good and they're way better than all the other parents have done, and that I concentrate more on the whole band than just recording my kid the whole time, so that way they're able to like see the bigger picture of how it all looks and everything. Not that I don't zoom in on Tyler every once in a while. I do. He's my kid. I still want him to be, you know, featured in my video.
Well, you don't like zoom in. You just like move over.
No,
to
I mean
where
I do zoom in. I zoom in and out during the stuff too. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool that they want me to do that. So, I mean, I've got like hundreds and hundreds of views on my YouTube from these videos.
Thanks.
So so the band likes watching them, and they can like critique, like, oh, you know, here's where we messed up and stuff. So that makes me happy to be a part of the band by being the guy that records the videos for them. That's awesome. I love that. So I'll be doing that for the rest of Tyler's band career, and then your marching band career.
So for like the next 8 years.
So for the next 8 years, I'll be the official.
No, for the next 7 years, because
Tyler has 3 years left, and then you have 4 of that. So yeah,
7.
So that is 7. That
Math.
is 7. But I did record most of last year's also. So essentially, my YouTube will have 8 years of Deer Park marching Wildcats on there. So check them out. They're on my YouTube page. Watch some of them, and it's cool to see like the one we got one from this year so far on there, and it wasn't the greatest performance. So the band gets better always, like as they go, and so it's cool to kind of record each one of them so you can compare the beginning to the end and see how much better they got throughout the year. All right, so I think that's it for band talk. Let's talk about concerts. I love talking about concerts. That's probably my favorite thing in the world to talk about is concerts. What's your favorite thing in the world to talk about? Rocket League or just video games in general?
Video games in general.
Yeah. I think mine's so your video games, I'm concerts.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's
completely
concerts.
like opposite things. Almost complete opposite.
I guess, yeah.
Well, it matters what kind of concert.
I saw the other day, I think it was IGN or something that posted it. It was like it was the old commercial for the first Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. Yeah. And it was like the game was released 18 years ago that day or whatever, a couple days ago. And it was such a cheesy 90s-ish skateboarding.
Was it live action?
It was. Well, what happened, it would show like Tony Hawk doing something.
And then
it would show the game.
Thing.
Like it was like four times in a row, 4 or 5 times it was like that. It was like, here's Tony Hawk doing it. And then here's the game doing it, which was pretty cool looking. And then like the cops were chasing after Tony Hawk to arrest him because of course skateboarding is the biggest crime in the world. But then the cops like got out of their trunk and they got skateboards out of their trunk and they were like skating after Tony Hawk and stuff. But that was one of my favorite video games ever made. So
I thought the second one was.
Well, the series in general, but yes, the second one was my favorite
not
of the
series.
Last
one. That was like the most crappiest game ever.
Yeah, that was very, very stupid.
That was terrible.
But it was cool. I remember that commercial being on TV and stuff. So it was pretty cool seeing it again. I hadn't seen that in years. So anyway, it's September, and this month I got a bunch of really cool concerts coming up.
Equaling 3.
3 is exactly the number. I didn't have a lot of concerts this summer. Like last year was a big summer for concerts, but this one wasn't so much summer. But now that it's fall time is kind of when all the good stuff is coming around to us. So I just wanted to touch on each one of them. The first one is the Toadies, which is 1 week from today. Next Sunday is the Toadies. And I'm super excited about that because Tyler is going to that show with us. And that's at a small club, Bogart's, here in Cincinnati. So we'll be 10 feet away from the band, rocking right up front of everybody in the pit and everything.
Guess what I will be?
You'll be at Dorothy's house, yes.
Probably watching a Disney movie.
There you go.
Which is kind of sad, and I'm really mad about that.
Yeah, Lane's upset that all these concerts are coming up and he's not going. He wants to go to... I mean, I guess you want to go to all of them, don't you? Like the 3 that we're going to.
I don't want to go to Hum.
No, Hum's not included in this month. So we've got Toadies.
Yeah, it is.
No, Hum is in October. You couldn't go there either. Anyway, that one's 18.
Afghan Wigs is the other one.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So Toadies is the first one, a week from today. Tyler's going.
Is Afghan Wigs 18? Is any of them 18 plus?
Just Hum.
Oh, okay.
Bogart's is always all ages.
Oh, it's Bogart. Wait, where is it?
Hum?
Yeah.
Hum is in Louisville at a place called Zanzibar. I have no idea.
So the boys, so that's okay.
It's a smaller bar. That's why it's 18 and up. Yeah, it's not like a normal concert club like Bogart's, which is all ages. Dang it, now I forgot. Okay, so Toadies, Tyler's going with us, and that's going to be awesome. Because Tyler was kind of, I don't know if we've told this story on here or not. Tyler was, like, kind of named after a Toadies song.
I'm pretty sure we talked about
Did
that.
we? Okay. So, like, when Liz was pregnant, like, she made out this big, long list of names to pick from, and I was like, all these names are stupid, and I started crossing off a bunch of names. And then there was Tyler on the list, and I was like, oh, that's the name of one of my favorite Toadies songs. And that was that. And, like, so his name is Tyler. So we're hoping that after the show is over that we can go out back and meet the band, and I can be like, hey, look, this is Tyler.
Load the truck.
Yeah. I mean, I've met the Toadies. I've met them every single time I've seen them.
But they won't remember you.
No, of course not. I would never.
They'll be like, oh, we're
they're just nice, and they sign the CD book and they move on. So, but they're always very, very friendly people. So, I'm hoping that we can go out back afterwards and I can be like, hey, this kid's name's Tyler because of your song. So I think that'll be cool. And opening up that show is Local H, which Local H, I'm protesting them. I'm mad at that band. They've been around since like the 90s, and they were the ones that were up against Mothership in the Open for Metallica contest that I think was completely rigged for Local H to win. The band that I wanted to win, Mothership, they lost by a few hundred votes, so Local H got to open for Metallica a couple dates, but it should have been Mothership, because Mothership is a billion times better than Local H. But I think the contest was legitimately rigged. So now this band, Local H, is opening for the Toadies, so I'm going to go in there and start chanting Mothership or something, and I won't do that, but
I want you to.
Yeah, I've never seen Local H. I like a couple of their songs, so I'm sure they put on a good show. It'll be cool to see them, too. But I'm still mad at them regardless.
Yeah.
And Toadies is just, this will be probably my 7th or 8th time seeing the Toadies. And they just do one of the most fun shows out of anybody I've ever seen. So I'm really excited about that. So then 2 days later, we're driving to Columbus. Me, Liz, and Taggart. Taggart's also going to Toadies with us. We're driving up to Columbus to see Queens of the Stone Age, which is the one that Lane is, I think, most ticked off that he's not going to, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
So you'll see Queens one of these days, but I don't think a big outdoor amphitheater...
In like 20 years when you're actually going to let me or something like that.
No.
It's probably going to be like 10, 15 years until you're like, oh, now you're allowed to.
No, I think about 14 or 15 is about the right age for that kind of show. Yes, I mean, that's only a couple years away, big guy.
I know that, but...
Maybe by the time that Queens is done with this album cycle, then they'll go do a Crooked Vultures tour after that, which is what I'm hoping for. Maybe you'll be able to go to that.
Crooked Vultures come out with a new album, and you're going to a concert. I'm going to that concert.
All right.
I don't care what you say. I'm going to that concert.
You'll find your own way there and get your own ticket.
Yeah.
A couple more years, and you'll be big enough for all this stuff. Tyler's just now at the point where
in like a year or so, when I'm about.
And we just took you to Green Day last week.
That doesn't matter.
Of course that matters.
I have to have more views on YouTube with my vlogs.
What?
Exactly.
You have more views?
No, I have to have more views.
So you're saying you need more concerts to make more vlogs?
Yes, because that vlog did really well.
Gotcha. All right, so Queens of the Stone Age next Tuesday at, I don't even remember the name of the place where the concert is. It's in Columbus. And Royal Blood, is that the name of the band? They are, they're opening for Queens, which will be a really cool opener.
The UK band?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. They're a two-piece band. It's just a dude that sings and plays bass and a drummer. And the bass, I mean, almost sounds like a guitar. They got a really cool sound. I like them a lot. So I'm pretty happy that they are opening for them. Because they just came to Bogart's not too long ago, and I really wanted to go see them. And I heard the show was awesome, but I wasn't able to pull that one off. So now I get to see them open for Queens. So that'll be very cool. And then the last one of September is the end of the month. I think it's the 28th or something. It's the Afghan Wigs. Yay! Would you go see the Afghan Wigs?
Maybe.
Okay.
I wouldn't be as excited as
Queens.
Either, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I know all of the Afghan Wigs stuff. I'm just not as big as a fan as Queens.
I gotcha. Afghan Wigs are. I mean, I don't know. Like
those are the people that you put above Gorillaz when Gorillaz had an album, and then you put them over Gorillaz.
Yeah,
which the
so
Gorillaz
far
album wasn't that good, anyways.
So far, which I keep forgetting to tell you this, but so far at this point, the Afghan Wigs album is still like my #1 for my year-end top 10, whatever.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
That wasn't like March, wasn't it? Like they
Came out when we were in Disney.
Oh yeah.
Yep, because we got back from Disney the next
The
day.
Gorillaz
and
album
then
came out
before. That, yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the Afghan Wigs, they're one of my, I mean, they're in my top, I don't know, top 3, top 5 bands or something. Like, they're that high up. One of the most important bands in my life. So I cannot wait to go see them again. And that one will just be me and Liz. So the cool thing is, all 3 of these shows, Liz is going to. She does not go to nearly as many concerts with me as she used to.
I'm shocked she's going to Queens.
Why?
I know she knows, like, everything because she married you.
Yeah.
But, like, she's not a Queens person.
But she's seen them with me every time I've seen them. I've seen Queens of the Stone Age 4 times now. And Liz has seen them with me every single time.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, so
It
this would be...
doesn't seem like a... But, like, because... Of course, they're probably going to play, again, a couple of songs off of the new album.
Yeah, of course.
And then a bunch of the other stuff. But, like, from My Clockwork, that's, like, really dark and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Mama isn't, like, that kind of person.
Yeah, but I mean,
like,
she knows every word to every song.
Well, we all
Liz,
do.
Liz loves Queens.
We all do.
And my buddy
I
Taggart's
knew
going
all
to
the
Queens.
words when I was, like, 8 years old.
Yeah, which probably makes me a bad parent, but whatever.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I knew all the words quickly.
Yes. I'm really happy Taggart's going to Queens. He's been a big Queens fan for some time now, and he has never got to see them live. So when they announced this one, like, we were both like, we're for sure going. But then, like, we were both, like, kind of not sure if we were going to be able to afford it at all. And then I bought my tickets, like, a week or 2 ago. And I was like, Taggart, you got to get a ticket. It's general admission, so as long as you get a ticket, we'll be fine. We'll be right up front anyway. And so he finally sent me a message a couple days ago with the screen cap of it. He's like, I got my ticket. I was like, awesome. So that'll be cool. But Liz going to all 3 of them is very awesome. And I don't have to go to any of them by myself. Because a lot of times I go to concerts by myself nowadays, sometimes too.
That's not too much of the time you go with Taggart.
Taggart is usually my concert buddy, but he can't go to all of them either. So
which is our special guest. No, we already talked about
that. So yeah, it'll be a really, really fun month of concerts.
Yep. That I won't go to.
I'll tell you all about them. We'll talk about them on the show, I'm sure. That's just as good, right?
No, it's not.
It's not.
I'm
all right,
legit
so
mad about this.
I'm sorry. You'll be older in a couple years.
And like about a year is probably if Them Crooked Vultures does do something.
And it all depends on the show too, because like a Bogart show, like you'd have a hard time seeing, really. But I mean, I guess it's no different than Mama going, because you're only like an inch shorter than she is now. So
no, half of an inch.
Sorry, half an inch shorter than she is now.
I'm tall.
So you'll get there soon enough.
It'll be fun. If we come really early, we can get kind of up front. So
yeah.
Well, are there like screens or no? It's a just
no Bogarts. There's no screens.
Oh, okay.
No.
So we'll just have to go like 2 hours early.
Yeah, I usually. And it's really not even as bad as it used to be. Like, it used to be, like, you for sure wanted to get to a show a few hours early so that you got up on the rail or right up front. But that's not, I don't know, the way the concerts are now are just different than they used to be. People don't quite camp out like they used to like that anymore. A lot of people don't even, like, come for the opening bands anymore. So it's a lot easier to get a better spot at a venue like that. Like, once the opening band, once Local H is done, like, the crowd will disperse and they'll go outside to smoke, and they'll go get more beers at the bar and stuff.
Yeah. So
that always opens up room. So now while they're setting up for Toadies, then I make my move, I guess, and then we get right up front. I've been doing it for
this would be so crazy,
years.
but also amazing, if either Queens opened for Them Crooked Vultures or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because like then you would get double Josh Homme.
So
that would be amazing.
There is a rumor that in 2018 for a UK tour that Queens and Foo Fighters are going to do like a double headline tour. So that could be pretty
They would play at least one Them Crooked Vultures song.
You would think so.
At least one.
But that's not all of Them Crooked Vultures. They still
There's
need John Paul Jones, so he might have to come out as like a special guest one night or something.
You think that one of the people from Queens or one of the people from Foo Fighters can't learn one song?
Of course they could, but If it's really going to be Them Crooked Vultures, then it needs John Paul Jones on bass. That dude, I mean, that's one of the best parts of that album is the bass. Like John Paul Jones,
I'm not saying.
I mean, he kills it on that album playing bass, and I agree. Like I'm sure that Queen's bass player or Foo's bass player could play that. Yeah. But
did you know that the Foo Fighters are based off of a World War II saying of a mystery aircraft?
Yeah.
You didn't know that? I learned that from Rock Band.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a...
it was a little tip on Rock Band, and I found that out.
It's a UFO kind of thing.
It was just like a mysterious fighter craft, I guess.
And when Foo Fighters... I don't know if they still are or not. When Foo Fighters first came out and they were putting out their own records, I think before they got signed to a big label, the name of their label was Roswell Records, which is like Roswell, New Mexico, which is Area 51, which is the whole UFO thing. So that goes with the whole Foo Fighters thing. But I'm not sure if they still put that on their records or not. I don't know. So that's it. That's our music babbling. So speaking of music babbling, let's go to our interview with Brian Taggart, where we talk more about music.
This week we're gonna do something different, and I'm interviewing my dad and our special guest Brian Taggart.
Hello.
Because they like to jam in the jam room on the guitars and drink beer.
Drink beer.
Hello.
Beer.
How you guys doing?
Beer. Well, thanks for having me on the show, Lane. It's great.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
First time ever.
My first time being a special guest on the show. That's exciting.
Yeah. So.
I'm a second timer now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Tiger. Do you remember what episode you were on?
No clue.
All right, Tiger was he was on number 9, right? Because number 10 is when we started doing the live streaming, so we kind of tried it for the first time.
11 was live streaming, 10 was Becca and Nathaniel.
But 9 we Instagram lived. So number 9
is when we started actually live stream.
So Tiger was on episode 9, and we were talking about action figures and stuff. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Why are you doing this? I'm the interviewer.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Forgot.
Okay, go.
I'm interviewing you.
Yep.
So how long have you been playing the guitar? I'm going to say that the whole entire time.
Can you not?
I want to say guitar.
Let's change it to guitar.
Okay, I'm going to say guitar.
All right, who goes first?
Taggart.
Probably 17. Not very good. Thinking that I can play songs that don't sound
17 years old, or it's been 17 years?
Since I was 17.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have clarified that.
You said 17.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that meant either.
Don't judge me.
I think I was
this. I know your answer.
What's my answer?
You were 13.
Yeah, I was 13 when I first started playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
we saw somebody...
So I've been playing for about 8 years.
Yeah. We saw somebody that was, no, not 8 years. That's not how math works.
I
tried. It would be 21.
I almost got away with it. I was so close to getting away with it.
Somebody at the Green Day concert was 11, and they've been playing for 2 years, and they went on stage and played 3 notes.
Yep. I was so jealous. I practiced the night before, just in case they wanted to call out
Green Day
a mid-30s fat guy that was back in the lawn, just in case they noticed me.
It looks like they did call out a mid-30s guy or late 20s guy to sing.
I watched a video the other day of the Foo Fighters bringing up a guy to play the drums.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You better not F this up."
Yeah.
And he got up there and said, "I'm going to give you the easiest song we have. Big Me, go."
Yeah.
And he's just playing.
Did he do well?
Yeah, he did good.
That was how, at the Green Day concert, Billy Joe, would ask, somebody in the crowd, because they did it, 2 or 3 different times to get somebody up on stage. So he was like, I need somebody that can play guitar. And then, of course, everybody cheers just because the singer says something into the microphone.
Yeah.
And then he would, he would kind of, say it again. He'd be like, for real, like, seriously, I need somebody that plays guitar. And then, like, not everybody did raise their hands then. So then he'd, like, kind of pinpoint it down even further.
It took him, like, 2 minutes to actually find somebody.
And then, like, he would, at this point, he was, like, specifically talking to one person. He was like, you promise, like, you really do know how to play. Like, you're not going to get on stage and look like an idiot. Like, we're going to do this for real. So it was cool, I thought, the way that they did it. He's like, you're not BSing me. You really do know how to play. And they're like, yeah. So he's like, all right, get on stage.
And then they said just no. And then they're
so
just
the guy's like,
no,
I don't know how to play. And no, that didn't happen.
He gets up on stage, no, you're not. He just shoves them off the stage. No.
But it was an 11-year-old, and they were covering an Operation Ivy song. It wasn't even a Green Day song that they played. But he, like, taught the girl, like, the 3 chords, like, off to the side real quick.
Well, at least he taught him the chords. And you would have already known the chords anyways.
I watched him, like, showing her where the fingers were, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. But it took her, like, 2 or 3 minutes for him to show her how to do it. And I'm like, this girl sucks. I could have already had this song figured out by now.
That was probably more complicated than the stuff she did. But then she played it, and they
finally got it all down. It would have been easier if they would have just played a Green Day song instead of an Operation Ivy song, because the girl probably didn't know that song.
Yeah.
And then he let her keep the guitar at the end of it. It was
that was awesome.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, yeah, and you can keep the guitar. She went nuts. It was really cool.
I would have too.
Yeah, for sure.
Was it a Gibson one?
Yes, it was. Yes.
So, who were your biggest influence that got you started playing? Dad?
Mine was probably Dimebag Darrell was probably the main one. The guitarist of Pantera, which I can't do anything that he can do, but he was the coolest guitar player around, like, when I was 13. He was awesome. One of the best soloists. One of the best guitarists ever. That's all there is to it.
Ever? You say some other people are the best guitarists ever.
Yeah, Dimebag's hands down one of the best guitar players ever.
Taggart?
I'm going to say Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Not that he's any better than Dime, but he was left-handed and I'm left-handed. So, even though I play right-handed. But
see, that's why I didn't know you were left-handed, because you play right-handed.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you play right-handed if you're left-handed? Why did you teach yourself to play right-handed?
Because everybody that I played with played right-handed, and it was like easier to play right-handed financially-wise, and I don't know, but
I want to be hip and cool like the other guys.
I mean, I would have loved to learn how to play left, but nobody else knew how to play left, and I didn't have access to a left-handed guitar, so...
Neither did Kurt. He just flipped his around.
Yeah. True. I tried that, and it's like,
yeah, it would be so weird. I can only imagine how weird that would feel.
It would be like that's like a harp. So kind of
yeah.
That looks like a harp. Okay. What kind of guitars do you guys have? Taggart.
I have a Squier acoustic guitar that your dad bought me a few years ago that I still play quite frequently, and last year I got a Les Paul Jr., which is cherry red, and I love it. And yeah, that's all I got. It's my baby. I love that guitar.
Dad, you got like 5.
You got like 80.
Well, no, I don't.
2, 3, 4.
I have the same Squier acoustic that Taggart has, because when I bought.
Count?
Well, no, I mean, it's a ukulele, not a guitar.
It's a mini guitar.
It's a ukulele, though. It's not a guitar.
Mini guitar.
So I have the same Squier acoustic, but then I also have a Squier Telecaster. That's my oldest guitar I've had for the long... Well, I do have my very first guitar ever still sitting over there, too, but it doesn't work anymore.
Is that the red one?
Yeah. So I got a Squier Telecaster, and my main one that I've been mostly playing for the last year or two is my Epiphone SG.
Blue one.
That's the red one.
Wait, there's two. Okay, the
red one on the left is the one that's hooked up to all the pedals and everything.
Oh, I didn't see that one was hooked up to all the pedals.
That's my main one. So that's my Epiphone SG, and I love that guitar.
Okay. So, what kind of amps do you use?
Orange! Nothing but orange.
Taggart.
Please
say something
mine's like
orange.
A harmonics or something. It's a little itty bitty one. It's about the size of a speaker or something.
The size of a speaker. A Marshall stack or an orange stack is the size of a speaker. It's just a bigger one.
Yeah. That was the first thing I thought of when
like a 6-inch speaker or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah, It's pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good amp for as little as it is, and I got it for Christmas last year. It was like $20, so it does the job I need it for.
Did you ever get a pedal?
No.
No pedal.
Eventually.
And Dad brings into the house, takes apart his skateboard
To make a pedal board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got no amp. I got no pedals. He had like 15 pedals.
Maybe I should do like a Howdy Show episode of like a tour of my gear. That might be kind of cool. So then everybody could see what we're talking about.
Well, when you
It's not a bad idea.
Most people
I have a name for his one pedal, but it's not age appropriate.
Nope.
So.
Nope. So orange amps is they're the best amps in the world, and I've got 2 of them.
And you got mad when that one guy didn't have a bunch of orange amps. He's
Matt
like,
Pike. He had
Yeah,
a big
that
old
guy.
stack of orange amps, and he had like 1 Marshall in there, and I was like, "What? Why do you have a Marshall in there?" The guitars of Sleep and High on Fire.
Oh, okay.
He played it. He usually has like a wall of orange amps.
I think he showed me that.
And he played a show with Sleep like a couple weeks ago, and I saw a picture of the show, and that was like 4 oranges and a Marshall. And I was like, what is going on? Why does he have a Marshall?
Maybe
I was so upset by it. I learned that what happened is that he, because he uses such a big rig, like multiple amps and stuff, that when he tours with Sleep, because they're a pretty small band considering, he doesn't tour with all of his amps. Mm-hmm. So when he gets to a city, he goes... He already, of course, has it all figured out, but he rents gear like from local music stores. So sometimes local music stores don't have 5 orange amps, so they have to substitute in like a Marshall or something. So
Makes sense.
yeah.
So, what are your guys' favorite songs to play? Tagler.
Wait, I went first last time.
No,
kidding.
he just yelled one.
He
That's
did.
the definition of him going first.
Anything that's easy? I don't know.
I mean, we're both like power chord guys for the
Yeah.
most part, is how we play.
You guys just play
Everything
like
that I
you
know
guys
to
mostly just play like
is
the
what he's
same
taught me.
like 4
Yeah.
chords, like those kind of songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, neither one of us are like phenomenal guitarists, but we can play well enough to jam, and it's
Yeah.
a ton of fun regardless.
That's why it's the jam room / Howdy radio room / Fire Pro room.
Yeah, don't forget the Fire Pro. I just finished a Fire Pro show while I was waiting for Taggart. So, do you have a favorite song?
I like playing Toadie's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yep.
What is your favorite Toadie song to play?
Probably Tyler.
Okay, so that's probably your favorite Toadie song to play, is what I would guess, because you named a kid after it.
Yeah.
So
Tyler's a lot of fun.
no, it's my
but
least favorite song
I
to play.
Burn is so much
Yes.
fun.
Oh.
I Burn is about probably one of the easiest songs to possibly play on the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's just a power chord that goes between 3 different positions, back and
Oh,
forth.
3
for
different chords.
I mean, it's one chord just barely moved for 3.5 minutes. And I don't know, it's one of my favorite songs regardless, and it's just so much fun to play. And it makes it sound awesome when you play it. It makes you sound awesome when you play it just because of how cool it sounds.
That's what we usually end our sessions with.
We a lot of times we end our jam sessions with a couple Toadie songs like Tyler, I Burn, and either the Pixies version of Where Is My Mind or sometimes the Toadies cover of Where Is My Mind, because they have a great cover of it on their live album.
Who actually made
Pixies.
Okay.
Pixies is Where Is My Mind, yeah. But they've one of the Toadies live albums. The last 4 songs on the live album is Tyler. I forget. Okay, never mind. But it's like my 4 favorite Toadie songs. I Burn and Where Is My Mind is the last one. I forget the other one.
So, me and Dad have already reviewed the new Queens of Stone Age album, Villains. What is your take on the new Queens of Stone Age album, Villains?
Well,
Really scripted. That was like the most scripted thing ever.
going into it, I really didn't have high hopes because I heard that their producer was really
Mike
known
Ronson.
for pop music, and I guess the new album is kind of poppy,
It is.
but I dig it. It's cool.
Doesn't mean it's bad.
No, I don't think
Pop
it's
is
bad at all.
able to be good. Did you know that, Dad? Pop's able to be good.
What?
I mean,
Mind
I don't.
blown.
Yeah, I don't think I totally agree with that for the most part, but that's okay.
I give him basically. I guess I would give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's a good album. I've been listening to it quite frequently.
Yeah.
But this guy got me into Monolord now, so I've been listening to that a lot.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Can we just be done with this?
Yes.
I heard Monolord. I don't want to get in a conversation about Monolord.
Taggart sent me a text at like the beginning of the week. He's like, "This new Monolord song is really damn good, really darn good," and I was like, I know that. I was
You're
like,
lucky that I was drinking Crush, so I couldn't yell at you.
Sorry.
Like
So I was really excited that Taggart has finally come around to getting into Monolord.
I thought they were like really super slow. Like there's a couple parts here and there that I've noticed it's kind of slow, but mostly it's.
They're a doom metal band. There's going to be the slow parts.
Yeah.
But they are a faster doom metal band.
The crap your pants.
I give them that.
Was that actually like considered as like that's actually able to happen?
What are you talking about? Oh, the brown note?
Yeah. Is that like actually able to happen? No, what? Like, was that like actually
I was
like
thinking
proven
that
to
too.
be
Like
good?
when I first heard about it, like, is that gonna?
Well, I went to a Ben
Yeah.
Folds concert once where he tried to get the entire audience to crap their pants. Like it was like, and during the concert,
Why would you want that to happen? Then everybody would leave.
I'm just telling. Luckily, it
He
didn't
probably
work.
would do that at like the end of the show.
No,
like,
it was not the end of the show.
It was like the middle of the
Yeah,
show.
it was. He was like, "So, has anybody ever heard of this thing?" And like, he explained what it was, and he explained like how the frequencies can like disrupt your bowels and stuff. And he's like, "So we're gonna try it." And like, he started with like a higher pitched on. It was on his keyboard that he was doing it on, and he kept getting like lower and lower and lower. And he's like, "All right, nobody's crapped their pants yet, right?" And then like he'd go to a lower octave again, and like, I mean, I remember the whole entire place that we were in was just vibrating. Like it felt like the whole place was just gonna like crumble to pieces. But nobody
The place
crapped
was gonna
themselves.
crack.
Yes, but nobody.
There
did
had
crap
at least
themselves.
been one person in the area.
Somebody was just like, "I'm not gonna tell him that I crapped."
And then everybody's silent, and right before he says something, the one guy's like, "I crapped myself."
And I was like, "Oh, didn't mean for that to happen."
I didn't actually want it to happen.
That was a very cool concert.
But I guess my two favorite songs on that is "Feet Don't Fail Me Now" and "The Evil Has Landed."
Evil Has Landed. And last week we were talking about The Evil Has Landed, and I said I didn't like the beginning part of it where it does the little close thing.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Taggart listened to last week's episode, and then he texted me and he's like, "I like that part of the song." So
I listen to all the episodes, man.
yeah, Taggart
Wow.
keeps up with every single one of them.
Yep.
Do you watch our live streams?
I don't, because usually when I listen, it's at work.
Yeah, so,
I can't really
he does
go
the
around with my
podcast
phone
version
like
of it.
this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, and I even, we'll talk about it right now just very quickly since we're actually on that topic. A couple weeks ago, I said that Josh Homme was like 50-something years old, and I was wrong. And then Taggart texted me when he was listening to the episode.
Did
He's
we
like,
talk about that last week?
No, I took a note of it, but I forgot to say something. So Taggart texts me, and he's like, "You're wrong, man. He's only 44 years old." I was like, "Oh, crap. I was wrong." So in our show notes that I keep, I wrote a little thing, Josh Homme, 44, so that we could come back to it. But then last week, I forgot to say something about it. So I like when people's out there listening to us and calling us when we're wrong on crap.
Smoothie's done that to me multiple times.
Smoothie has?
Yeah, in my comment section, he's done that multiple times.
Good for Smoothie. We need to get Smoothie on.
Good job, Smoothie.
Yep. All right, so that's all of our questions. Or, I'm sorry, you're the interview guy, not me.
That's all of our questions.
All right. That was awesome. That was a very fun
Yes.
segment.
Thank you, Taggart, for coming and being our special guest and doing this special guest segment.
Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
having me. It was awesome. It was fun.
Yeah, second time's a charm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel a little more comfortable this time than the last
Yeah.
time.
we could tell.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, that's our show for this week, episode 19. Next week, episode 20. So we're making this a big one, right?
Yes.
We're gonna try to come up with something cool. We got some ideas for the special guest. We got to put that in motion and figure that out. We got some cool special guests coming up, like within the next couple weeks too. Like I'm starting to kind of like line up people that I want to talk to. So
just because we're hitting 20 does not mean we're dying down. We're like getting better.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm really excited about a couple different special guests that we've got coming up. So stay tuned for that. Next week, episode 20.
2-0.
Big episode next week. We'll make a big deal out of it. And thanks everybody for listening for this long. That's awesome. We'll keep doing it as long as somebody's listening. Like I keep hearing like more and more people. It's like, oh yeah, I listen to that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I
asked a couple of my friends if they listen to it, and they're like, yeah. And then they critique a couple of things. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with getting critiqued because that makes me better.
Yeah, for sure. I had one like where I asked this guy, like I wanted him to come on our show. He'll be our special guest in a couple weeks. And I was just kind of explaining to him like what we do. And he's like, yeah, I've listened to it. It's awesome. I'm like, oh, cool. That's awesome. So stay tuned for that next week. Episode 20. We'll make it the best episode yet.
Yes.